And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today, as always. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at Takes by Fans to be a part of the conversation and come watch live daily, noon Eastern at twitch.tv/takesbyfans or at takesbyfans.com. Go to the watch tab. Hit the play button whenever we are live. We are right here on the website waiting for y'all. So however you decide to watch, just make sure you do watch daily, noon Eastern. Alrighty, today is Tuesday, so we have to update our power rankings. We have to update our cash and trash list for the NFL for week 3. Now that all the teams have played, everything's in the books. We know what we saw. We know the stats. Everything is coming together. So now we can make the judgment. Where do teams fall compared to other teams? Will some teams rise? Yes, some teams are rising and some teams are falling. Some teams are off the list completely. I had to remove two full teams, so that means 2 new teams are in the top 10 making their debut. And so stick around, we will get into all that. But first, folks, the day we have all been dreading ever since football came back: positive COVID cases. Not good. We have a couple, so let's talk about them. Here we go. Titans, Vikings. Titans had 3 players in 5 personnel test positive for COVID-19. Not good. Could have spread it to... We have no idea about the Vikings yet. The Titans test came back, so now both teams, Titans and Vikings, are suspending in-person club activities. So everything is virtual now for this entire week. The Titans cannot return to their facilities until Saturday. By then, it's already too late. Do they even have a home game? Are they even home? They might have to be on the road. I mean, let me see what they got this week. Oh, they've got the Steelers this week. In Steelers? No, they're at home. So luckily for Titans, they're still at home. They can't re-emerge into their own facilities until this Saturday, if everything, clears up and hasn't spread. So Vikings are hoping they got no players, that the Titans players didn't give it to the Vikings players, because now we've got a little bit of a spread going on. Steelers are kind of waiting, up in the air. Are we even playing this week? How is this going to work out? So Steelers are on standby, but they have been told to just resume normal activities. Everything is going along as planned, but if something happens, we'll let you know. But let's just, take a breath here. Everything is still business as usual for all the other teams except for the Titans and the Vikings, who can't be in person. They have to. How do you practice football virtually? I don't know how they're going to do that. So probably a Zoom call, just going over plays and film. But these players are going to have to working on their own to get into game shape, staying in game shape, maintaining their physicality, their momentum, their athleticism there. I'm looking for this word. I cannot find it. Their stamina, making sure all that is good for a game, because they should be expected to play on Sunday. Hopefully, none of the players for the Titans, these 3 players, who are they? Hopefully, they're not the big names. Hopefully, it's not Derrick Henry. Hopefully, it's not Ryan Tannehill, So no names have been said yet, but this is the day that we've all been dreading so far, when positive COVID cases hit the NFL. They're not in a bubble like the NBA and the NHL. They're kind of like baseball, and baseball did have that kind of early outbreak. Remember that? I think it was the Marlins and another baseball team. They had to suspend an entire series of games because of COVID. So, but now it's all back together. Playoff baseball does start today, so that is promising. Early COVID outbreak in baseball. They survived that entire season, and now they're at the playoffs, and they're still having it. They're still actually playing the playoffs. So that is a decent sign here. I don't think there's too much need to panic over these cases just quite yet. 3 weeks in, that's not bad. I mean, that's almost a quarter of the season without a COVID case. So that's, another silver lining, another promising note there. But yeah, 3 Tennessee players, 5 personnel tested positive for COVID. They cannot go to their facilities. Everything for the Vikings and the Titans will be virtual until Saturday, at least for the Titans. There's not a lot of information coming about the Vikings, because they're not the ones that tested positive for COVID. It was just the Titans. So we'll see if a spread did happen, if anybody from the Vikings did get confirmed positive. We will keep an eye on that. But let's all take a deep breath. This is obviously a scary title, a scary headline. It's making me nervous. But I think everything will be all right. It's only 3 players. I expect the Titans, if it's only 3 players and 5 personnel, if they all get tested, everybody else, they all come back negative, they should still be able to play the game Sunday against the Steelers. Hopefully, I mean, these are 3-0 teams we're talking about. We're not talking about, oh, we might have lost the Jets. That would have been great. Roger Goodell would have loved that. They're like, we don't have to watch the Jets play and ruin our brand of good football. That's fine. That's fine. We can keep them, kind of under some covers in the back corner of our NFL warehouse. Just put the Jets back there. Oh, the Giants too? Yeah, put them back there. The Giants, the Bears, maybe let's hold off on them. They got, a quarterback situation. Oh, the Falcons. Yeah, definitely put them way in the back behind the Jets. Yep, keep going right there. Yep, put the Falcons back there. So, some couple of teams that you kind of just wish nothing happens with COVID. The Chiefs, the Patriots, the Packers, the Seahawks, the Steelers. Just because of those top tier teams that are going to make a run at the title. You don't want to see good teams getting sidelined by outside forces that have nothing to do with football. This Titans team is, a bit upsetting because they are 3-0 and they do have Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry, but we hope everybody is good with the Titans. Hopefully, the 3 players and 5 personnel have no real serious issues and they can get back to, their normal lives as soon as possible, but we will keep an eye on this. Hopefully this is not, hopefully this is just the tip of the iceberg, because we don't want the bottom, right? The bottom's the bad part. If you see it sticking out of the water, there's a giant base. So we want this to be, I don't know. I'm not going to compare it to an iceberg. I don't know the reference. So, Titans, Vikings will be suspended in-person club activities will be suspended until Saturday, and then we'll go forward. But, so this is the COVID for today. Hopefully this is not a theme. It's not a trend going forward. Alrighty, so now that we got some bad news out of the way, let's go to some good news. We had football on last night, and it was against the Chiefs and Ravens, the most highly anticipated matchup of the season, I would say. They were my number 2 and 3 team in my power rankings going into week 3. We had the Ravens at number 3 and the Chiefs at number 2, and I had it like that for a reason, y'all. I had the Chiefs above the Ravens for a reason, because of this reason right here. Head-to-head matchup. Chiefs win it. They win it. They're going to stay at number 2. Ravens, how much do they fall? Do they only fall to number 4? Do they fall to number 5? Do they go way down to number 6? Do they make it off the top 10 all the way? We're not going to go that extreme, but they will drop a little bit. We will get to it. But let's look at the stats, and then we'll watch the highlights. We had Patrick Mahomes doing his thing. You know what he does. 31-42, fantastic. 385 yards passing, fantastic. 4 touchdowns. Oh, you're getting on your Russell Wilson level, my man. No picks, too? Yes, sir. I can definitely get behind that. A fantastic performance by Patrick Mahomes on the road against the team that the Chiefs are most compared to, and they absolutely kind of blow them out. I don't think a 14-point game is actually as bad as it was. I think the Chiefs really dominated. There was a turnover that we will get to. Hopefully they do show it in the highlights, that kind of gave the Ravens a little bit of momentum, but after that momentum kind of wore off after that first drive, after the turnover, Chiefs were back to business, crushed the momentum, and they win the game very handily. Alrighty, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. All right, now during the telecast, the guy kept saying Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Now, that's probably the correct pronunciation because they meet with the players, the Monday Night Football crew, they meet with the players and the coaches and all that. So Clyde Edwards was probably like, nah, it's Helaire. But it doesn't make sense that it's Helaire, but it could be Helaire. But until I get confirmation from Clyde himself, we will still be calling him Clyde Edwards-Helaire because I think it's a better name. I love the Helaire. I love it. And there's an H, so I will pronounce it as Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So he had 64 yards rushing, just power game. That's what he brings to this offense, and it really did kind of work great. Yeah, he didn't have 100 yards rushing, but he didn't need to, just kind of offset that kind of that kind of speed that the Chiefs already have and bring power up the middle, and that's what he did. And they ran him 20 times. That's a good number. He averaged 3.2 yards a carry. That's pretty much average, and he's going up the middle. He's pounding that Ravens defense. Plus, he also had a couple of receiving yards, another 70. Look at these receivers, y'all. Travis Kelce with 87. Oh, my goodness. How do you even say this name? Mecole Hardman. He had 81 yards. Tyreek Hill, reliable cheetah. You know how he does it. 77 yards. Clyde Edwards with the 70. Sammy Watkins with 62. Look at all these receivers getting involved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers with 60-plus yards receiving. Patrick Mahomes just literally spreading the ball out. Anybody can catch it. It don't matter. They all have their own personal strengths. Travis Kelce, big, tight end, strong. Tyreek Hill, probably the fastest man in the NFL. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's got a little bit of speed, but mostly power. They've got all the weapons that they need on this team, and they're getting it done. And then look at these targets and catches. Travis Kelce, 7 targets, 6 receptions. Hardman, 6 targets, 4 catches. Tyreek Hill, 6 targets, 5 catches. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 6 targets, 5 catches. Sammy Watkins, 8 targets, 7 catches. They're only dropping like 1 ball. Maybe 1 got away from Patrick Mahomes. No biggie. We're catching 90% of these balls. No problem. Patrick Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I hesitate to say best because we still have Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers in the league, and this is Patrick Mahomes' third season? Can we got to take a little bit of a step back? Yes, I know he's great, but I mean we're talking about some legacy here. Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. So let's not get too ahead. Yes, he's one of the best quarterbacks. He's got a Super Bowl. He's got, all the accolades. We get it. But let's respect some legacy here just a little bit. So I'm not going to call him the best quarterback just quite yet. Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, still got Tom Brady in the league. So let's calm down on that. But obviously a great player nonetheless. Now let's take a look at the defense too. What do we get? Any sacks? We got Chris Jones. It was absolutely a game wrecker all game. That's what they have on the front line. Chris Jones, beefy up front, getting it done. 2 sacks. We had Ben Newman there with 1 and Frank Clark with 1. So what is that? 4 sacks? That's pretty good. That's very good on a escape artist, Lamar Jackson. So 4 sacks, we can get behind that. So you guys see how well Patrick Mahomes played. So this is a huge matchup. Ravens Chiefs. You think both quarterbacks are going to come out and play absolutely fantastic? I've got some bad news for the Ravens fans in the audience because it's not going to be pretty what we're about to see. It's really just not going to be. It's not going to be great. This is what I'm about to show you. Is kind of why I'm saying that this game wasn't as close as 34-20, all right? We've got Patrick Mahomes with 385 yards and 4 touchdowns, no picks. Now let's get to Lamar Jackson. Ooh, what do we got here? What do we got? 15 of 28 for 97. Am I reading that right? 97 yards, 1 touchdown. What is going on? You can't throw the ball for 97 yards and call yourself a quarterback. Now, I'm not going to get into the argument that he's a running back over quarterback. I don't care about that. No. I'm not getting into that argument. I'm just saying, how do you only throw 97 yards? What is going on? That's dink and dunk. That is the definition of dink, 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 dink. We're not even dunking. We're just dinking out here with 97 yards on 15 completions. What is that? What is that? That's not 10 yards a pass. That's dink and dunk. Oh, my goodness. Ooh. I actually could not believe these stats when I saw them. It didn't look like he only threw 97 yards when I was watching the game live. But when I came back to look at the stats this morning, 97 yards, I was like, God dang. So that's definitely not good. The one advantage that I thought the Ravens had over the Chiefs was their kind of run game. I mean, look at these running backs. Gus Edwards, Mark Ingram, and rookie J.K. Dobbins from Ohio State. I mean, why are you guys not running the ball 40 times? You have running back by committee here. You're not the... All right, everybody, listen to me. Coaches in the NFL, please listen to what I'm about to say. if you're facing the Chiefs, you're not going to be able to outthrow them. You're not going to beat Patrick Mahomes one-on-one in a battle of just flinging the ball down the field. It's not going to happen. You've got Andy Reid, who's been waiting his entire life for a quarterback like this. He had glimpses of, he had Mike Vick for just a short period of time, and look what he did with the man. Andy Reid has been searching and waiting, and it finally came. Patrick Mahomes, his ultimate quarterback. You don't think he's going to just absolutely go crazy with Patrick Mahomes, who can run and pass on the run and run on the pass? I mean, Andy Reid is going to scheme. He's scheming. This is like a freaking Ferrari for Andy Reid. He's going to open it up every single game. Patrick Mahomes, you are not going to outthrow him in any game, unless maybe Russell Wilson. Seahawks, Chiefs, then go battle it out. Let them both throw 5 touchdowns and see who wins in the end, because that's what it's going to come down to. But no other quarterback can keep up with Patrick Mahomes, and it sucks that Lamar Jackson has to kind of be compared to Patrick Mahomes because they're both in the league at the same time. They're both young, but Patrick Mahomes is better than Lamar Jackson. It sucks to say because Lamar Jackson is absolutely phenomenal. So, I mean, we're kind of comparing two like diamonds here. Just one diamond is a little more shiny. That doesn't mean that this other diamond isn't good. It's just everybody's focused on the shinier diamond. It sucks, but that's what it has to come down to. Kind of like Tom Brady getting all the press and the GOAT, chatter, but they still had Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers and Big Ben and Phillip Rivers. I mean, we all just kind of focus on the brightest diamond. So we're not taking anything away from Lamar Jackson here, but you're not going to be able to keep up with Patrick Mahomes. And the one benefit the Ravens have is their running game, and they don't run the ball. I mean, look at this. We've got 12 rushes that are by running backs. That's not going to beat the Chiefs. You have to keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline. What did the Chargers do last week? In the fourth quarter, they had a 10-minute drive. A 10-minute drive, y'all. The Chargers had a 10-minute drive that really allowed them to go into overtime. They score a field goal on that 10-minute drive. Chiefs come back with like 2 minutes left. They score a field goal too, and now it's tied and going to overtime. So you have to keep the best player off the field. You have to keep Patrick Mahomes off the field, and the Ravens did not do that. The way you do that, long, methodical drives. Did they have long, methodical drives? Well, let's take a look. They got out to a great start. 11 play, 5 minutes. Now you're thinking, oh boy, the Chiefs are in trouble. Ravens are on long drives. They unfortunately only capped it off with a field goal. Not going to get it done. Chiefs come back, quick drive. I mean, we're talking 2:37 here, y'all. 2:37, come down, score a touchdown. Then the Ravens go 3 and out. Not great. Then they had a touchdown on a kick return, which really flipped the game back into the Ravens' favor because that was getting out of hand. And then we had a couple of punts, but once again, Ravens 3 and out there, not driving the ball. Patrick Mahomes back on the field quick, and he scores a touchdown. 4 plays, 2-minute drive, getting out of there. 4 and out, not happening. What do the Chiefs do? They go and score a touchdown. When you're going 3 and out, 4 and out, Chiefs are going to go and make you pay. So you have to have long, sustainable drives. That the Ravens did not have that in the first half, and they're down 27-10 at the half. It happens. They also fumble and give the ball right back, but luckily for the Chiefs, or luckily for the Ravens, that Butker could not carry over his clutch gene from the previous week. All right, now we're starting to get some drives here. 12-play, 6-minute drive, another methodical drive that's only capped off with a field goal. Once again, if you're having these long drives, yes, you want to get some points, but we got to make them 7. We got to make them count because, yes, you're chewing the clock for the Chiefs, but you're also chewing the clocks from yourself when the Chiefs go and score that inevitable touchdown that they're going to score. And now you're screwed because you just wasted 6 minutes to only get 3 points. So, yes, you have to have methodical drives, but you have to come out with touchdowns. Lamar Jackson just couldn't punch it in. Unfortunate. Plus, John Harbaugh wasn't as risky as you kind of have to be against the Chiefs. You have to get touchdowns. You're not going to beat this game kicking the ball. What happened to the Chargers last week? They were in control literally the entire game until the fourth quarter. And even in the fourth quarter, they were still in control because they had that 10-minute drive, but they were only settling for field goals. I think it was 17-17 at the end of regulation. The Chiefs are going to still win that game. So touchdowns, long drives, keeping Patrick Mahomes off the field is how you beat them. Unfortunately, the Ravens just could not do that, and Patrick Mahomes blew them out of the water, 34-20. This game was not close, y'all. If you're just looking at the score and you're like, oh, it's only 14 points. First of all, 14 points is a blowout in the NFL, and second of all, this game was way more of a blowout than 34-20 really paints the picture as. Alrighty, let's talk about the running stats. We had Lamar Jackson, 9 carries for 83 yards. Yeah, I mean, he was getting it done with his legs. But the difference between Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson is Patrick Mahomes doesn't need to do it on the legs. He's just looking to pick up that first. Whenever he scrambles, he's just like, all right, can I get the first? Oh, I can't? I'm going to go get the first and get out. That's it. I'm only worried about, those 5, maybe 10 if it's like third or second and 10. I'm only looking for the first down. That's it. Where Lamar Jackson is like, no, I'm bringing it to the house every time because I kind of need to do that because my arm's not as great as Patrick Mahomes, so I do need to use my legs to my benefit to kind of let the defense kind of back off a little bit so then I can, throw good, decent passes. So that's the big difference between these two quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes doesn't need to run. Kind of Lamar Jackson does kind of need to run a little bit to set up his passing game. Another big factor that we talked about yesterday when we were doing our moneymaker, we did choose Chiefs +3. That's on the website. You can double check and verify that. But yeah, the Chiefs, I mean, they had adversity already. They had to be the first team to play NFL this season. Thursday Night Football, Chiefs-Texans. They had to open up football. They had to be ready. The pressure was already on. You're Super Bowl defending champions. Now you're out there the very first game. All lights on you. Every team is watching you because you're the defending Super Bowl champions, and you're the first team on television. So that's a huge an obstacle to overcome. Week 2, they're on the road. The rookie quarterback gets thrown in there for the Chargers, and they threw them off a little bit. But what did the Chiefs do? They overcome adversity those first 2 weeks, come out with wins. That's kind of why we like the Chiefs a little bit better than the Ravens. Ravens, week 1, they had the Browns. Week 2, they had the Texans, who we've now found out that the Texans really aren't that good anymore. Truly unfortunate for Deshaun Watson, but the Texans are not good anymore. And the Ravens blew them out. I mean, they scored 33 points. Everything was going their way. Games weren't really even that close altogether, week 1 and week 2 for the Ravens. So now they're coming into week 3, their biggest matchup, their biggest test yet, and they haven't really had any resistance in games. So I thought that would definitely hurt them. They kind of got down early and had no idea what to do to come back, and Chiefs take advantage. So that's why we like the Chiefs. We like Patrick Mahomes better than Lamar Jackson. We had the Chiefs number 2 and the Ravens number 3, and now the Chiefs can stay number 2. So, I mean, we kind of called this game kind of perfectly. I'll call it perfectly. I'll say I called this game perfectly, and it kind of did exactly what we thought. So, cheers to us being right. That's what we pride ourselves on. All right, let's watch these highlights real quick, and then we will get into the cash and trash list, and then we will get into our top 10 power rankings. So here we go. Little highlight package here, 5 minutes. Let's see what we're working with here. I can talk and we can read all the stats that we want, but we kind of have to definitely see matching up with the stats to really get a full picture here. So here we go. Ravens' first drive of the game, and it looked clean. It looked really, really good. This is the Ravens team everybody fell in love with. Lamar Jackson up the sideline. That's what he does, folks. He can kill you through the air. He can kill you on the ground both ways. But unfortunately, they had to settle for a field goal. Here we go. Next drive. First, Chiefs drives. Tyreek Hill. He's too quick, y'all. He's too mother-loving quick. He is Lamar Jackson for the wide receiver position. When you put him in the slots, it's game over. Patrick Mahomes, first time in the red zone. He's like, hey, this is kind of like what I'm talking about. Lamar Jackson, we see him rush off for, what is that, like 20 yards? Patrick Mahomes, red zone, only 4. That's all I need. I'm looking for the first. I'm looking for the touchdown. That's it. Lamar Jackson's looking for the home run every single time he looks to run. Dumps it off to Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins, you're not that fast to kind of cut real quick and try to go the other direction, but I respect the attempt, and they get down to the inside the 10. Patrick Mahomes back in the red zone. Oh my goodness, trick plays are back. Trick plays are back for this Chiefs team. Here we go. Anthony Sherman comes in. He checks into the game. Everybody thinks he's going to be a blocker. This is a fullback. There's no fullbacks in the league anymore, so they think he's going to be blocking. They put him on the end of the line, so everybody's thinking, oh, possibly Tyreek Hill. He's going to come off this right side where Anthony Sherman is. He just checked into the game. Clyde Edwards-Helaire checks out on this play. Anthony Sherman checks in at the fullback. Everybody thinks he's going to be blocking for Tyreek Hill, the speedy, but hey, Andy Reid, he's a genius. The flip back inside, the play action to Tyreek Hill, flip it back to Anthony Sherman. He goes in literally untouched. Perfect play design. It's Andy Reid, y'all. He's a schemer. This is what he does. And now he has so many pieces. We've got tough running backs in Anthony Sherman and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and we've got the speed with Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. But this really saved the game. Things were getting out of hand for the Ravens. Chiefs were running away with this game, but a huge kick return saves the Ravens, makes this game a little bit more competitive. Go and score 13-10. Now we've got ourselves a game. Now we've got the Chiefs-Ravens matchup we've all been waiting for. This is kind of what we expected. High points, high energy, big plays, highlight plays. Chiefs just made one. Lamar Jackson made one on his first drive. In this one here with the kick return, big plays. But Patrick Mahomes is cool as a cucumber, y'all. Look at that. The jump fake, stays on his feet, keeps his eyes downfield, and delivers an absolute strike. Patrick Mahomes does it all. He does not get phased at all in the pocket. Probably one of the most comfortable quarterbacks in the pockets I think I've ever seen. And then, oh my God, just what a dime. Do they do a replay of this? Because I'll rewind this. Tyreek Hill so quick, and Patrick Mahomes puts it right on the money. We have to rewind this. Because this play is absolutely incredible. Here it is, 20-yard pass, probably 25, lofts it right over the cornerbacks, right into Tyreek Hill's hand. It's beautiful pass by Patrick Mahomes. Just that extra touch on it, and Tyreek Hill, he's going to outrun anybody. So Patrick Mahomes is like, yeah, I'll just fucking lay it right in front of you, man. That's all. And boom, bingo, bango. I mean, the speed is going to eventually break down the Ravens, and it did right there. How long was this pass? Are we talking 50? Are we talking 60? Don't tell me we're talking 60 on this pass. Patrick Mahomes, let's see where he launches this one from. The 40! The 40! The 40 all the way down to the 5. That's about 60 yards, man. Patrick Mahomes, the cannon, the accurate cannon. We just saw the nice little feather floater to Tyreek Hill, and now we get the 60-yard bomb. Henderson, I think that receiver was. Absolutely fantastic. And then, games we're talking 17-point lead here in the first half, man. All right, coming out of the first half, Patrick Mahomes still unfazed. Look at him go. Oh, he fumbles the ball. What a pity. What a pity. Can't turn the ball over, especially when you're up this big. So now the Ravens, once again, got bailed out by a kick return for a touchdown, kind of brought them back in the game, and now they get this fumble recovery, once again, trying to bring them back in this game, and the Chiefs just overcome their own mental lapses, their own mistakes, and that's why we love the Chiefs. Yes, they were down the entire game in that Charger series. What do they do in the fourth quarter? Patrick Mahomes puts the team on his back, drives down the field on his last two possessions, and gets scores on both of them, goes to overtime. Methodical drive in overtime ends the game, basically. So they overcome adversity. You can never count this team out. They're so good. They can turn it on in a flip of a switch. They can just be great and maybe shoot themselves in the foot with a kick return blunder and a fumble. So once again, Ravens cashing in opportunities with only 3 points. Not the best. Chiefs couldn't do anything on their next drive. Ravens back here late in the third quarter. They're only down 14. They've got a chance. They're in the red zone. They want to try and come back here. Lamar Jackson delivers a strike over the middle. kind of a dangerous ball to throw, but he caught it, so we give the man credit. One possession game now, 27-20, but it's going to be Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. When they're not making mistakes, they're the better team. They don't make the mistake on this drive. Patrick Mahomes steps up into the pocket. Look at Tyreek Hill. This man is small, y'all. I don't even know if he's 6 foot. He may be 5'9", 5'10", 5'8", maybe. And he goes up and gets that ball right out of the air. Patrick Mahomes kind of dangerously throws it up a little high because he's feeling pressure, but Tyreek Hill just goes up and gets the ball. It's truly fantastic what Tyreek Hill can bring to the table. The speed, the size, it doesn't even matter how small he is because he will go up and get the ball. It's crazy how this man plays. Trick play, lineman for the score. You love to see it. Everybody who deserves the spike, hot potato, linemen all getting together. You love to see it. Everybody contributes to a drive, so when lineman gets the score, they all love it. So once again, the Chiefs go down to score the touchdown, 34-20 now. And the Ravens, they're just not going to be able to do anything. The game's already over. They have to score touchdowns. 2nd and 6. Lamar Jackson looking to throw. Pockets collapsing. Can't escape. Unfortunate. He goes down. All right, 3rd and 14 now from about the 21. He's scrambling. Look at how well this Chiefs defense plays this. They do not let Lamar Jackson escape the pocket. You got a defender on the left. You got a defender on the right. Oh, you want to go up the middle? That's fine. We'll just dive and lunge at you. Is another sack, 4th and goal, and they just can't do anything with it. So, I mean, the main takeaway is the Chiefs looked absolutely fantastic. 10 points were because of shooting themselves in the foot, giving up the kick return, and fumbling there that led to 3 points. So, I mean, realistically, we're looking at 34-10, y'all. We're looking at 34-10 as the final score, and that's kind of how I felt the game actually went. A little bit of momentum swung Baltimore's way, but you can't count out the Chiefs for too long. Ravens did not get out to the best start. Had to score because of some lucky breaks that they got, but overall this Chiefs team is better. Andy Reid is better. Patrick Mahomes is better. Tyreek Hill is better. Travis Kelce is better. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is just better. Unfortunately, Chris Jones is better. So Chiefs get the win, 34-20. This is a little bit of a blow for the Ravens, but we're not going to blow this out of proportion here. We're not taking them off the top 10. They're still one of the best teams. They just had, this is week 3. This is their toughest game. This was their first chance at adversity. So now the Ravens can learn from this, get better, and when they actually meet, most likely in the AFC Championship game, they'll be a little bit more wary. So I think overall, yes, the Chiefs won, but I think the Ravens will actually benefit the most long-term down the road. They got kind of checked here early. This is good for a young team. This is good for Lamar Jackson. They get checked here by the Chiefs, the best team, second best team in the league, and they'll learn from this. This is John Harbaugh we're talking about, folks. He'll learn from this. He'll make sure the team learns from this. This is Lamar Jackson. He's still cool, calm, collected. So Chiefs win it here, 34-20. Alrighty, now that all the games are officially in the books, let's update our cash and trash list. This was our cash list going into this week. Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Aaron Jones, Jared Goff, Josh Allen, Harrison Butker. Now we have to take some of these names off. Patrick Mahomes, we're going to keep him on. I mean, the man just scored 4 touchdowns in the hardest game, the most anticipated game on Monday Night Football. All eyes on you. And he goes and does his thing, 384 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. Yes, sir. Add in the 2060. We're talking about 500 yards and 5 touchdowns by the man. Absolutely fantastic. Patrick Mahomes, well done, sir. You stay on the cash list. All right, let's go to another 5-touchdown quarterback. 5-touchdown quarterback, Russell Wilson, my man. The number 1 team on our power rankings. Russell Wilson, 315 yards, 5 touchdowns through the air. Absolutely magnificent. Russell Wilson, you definitely can also stay on the cash list. All right, let's go to Aaron Jones. Remember, he had that 140-yard rushing game last week. How did he do this week? We know Aaron Rodgers likes to mix it up. Week 1, Devontae Adams, big yards. Week 2, Aaron Jones, big yards. Who is Aaron Rodgers' secret weapon this week? It's not Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones only put up 69 on the ground, but it's Allen Lazard. I'll do a little spoiler here. He is going on the cash list. We have to replace Aaron Jones with Allen Lazard. I mean, he put up 146 yards receiving, y'all, on 6 catches. Jesus, this man. So we remove Aaron Jones, last week's Packers hero, and now we add the new week's Packers hero, Allen Lazard. Very well done, my man, for your performance on Sunday. What are we, 2 days out? 27? Alrighty. All right, Josh Allen and Jared Goff. Okay. What do we even say about it? Both teams had a good half. Both teams did not have a good half. Or both quarterbacks had one good half. Both quarterbacks had one not good half. So overall, Josh Allen in the first half played absolutely brilliant. Bills up big, but they couldn't play with the lead. When they got the lead, Josh Allen started to resort to old school year 1, year 2 Josh Allen, where he was fumbling the ball, turning it over. Now, I will say, this one interception he has was absolute bogus. I mean, I don't understand how they call this interception at all. We can queue up this highlight really quickly. This is truly awful. Maybe one of the worst calls I've ever seen. If anything, you say this is simultaneous catch, but it's not. Receiver comes down clearly. Receiver has it. And now the defender just jumps on top of him and claims he caught the ball? What you call this interception? They call this interception. Look at clear control there, going down to the ground. Johnson just kind of falls on top of the ball, and they call this interception. Worst case scenario, you call that simultaneous catch, but that's not simultaneous at all. Receiver had the ball for about a good 2 seconds before the defender just leaps on him. So they call that interception. I don't agree with that call at all. So I will, kind of give him a little bit of a break on the interception, but the fumble, getting sacked by Aaron Donald, and then they fumble in the fourth quarter. That's kind of what Josh Allen is known for, not holding on to the ball. So I do want to take Josh Allen off the list because of that. It was a fantastic first half. If they played just kind of half of what they did in the first half, I would kind of leave him on, but 2 turnovers in the second half. I mean, we still have to call it an interception. I don't want to, but this is the reality that we're in. He did get credited with an interception. It will go on his record. Yes, we can kind of explain it away a little bit, but still on the stats, in the overall scheme of the game, it was an interception. So I do have to take him off the list. And we also have to take Jared Goff on the list. I'm taking them both off this list. Jared Goff, a very, very poor first half. He had an interception that was an actual interception. He did do his thing in the second half. I will give him that. Touchdown passes. They should have won the game as well, but they didn't because of a bad pass interference call. Bad just roughing. I mean, 2 big monumental calls, the interception and then that pass interference on the last drive for the Bills. Really trash calls. So got to take Jared Goff off this list too. Poor first half. Got down big, 28-3. 28-3. Alrighty, Harrison Butker. Remember, he was on the cash list last week for his clutch, consistent 50-yard kicks in that overtime period. The first one, I believe, was 53 yards, but then it was an offensive false start, so he has to back up 5. Now it's 58, and the Chargers called timeout. When he kicked it, it still went in, but it doesn't count officially, so he has to kick a third straight 50-plus yard field goal for the win in overtime on the Chiefs team. The most pressurized team, the Chiefs. And what does he do? Drills it right through the middle of the upright. So that's why he was on. But then, last night came and he was not that great. He missed a field goal. He missed an extra point. That's why they were only up 6-3 after that first touchdown, because he missed that extra point, and then he ends up missing a field goal. So Harrison Butker, you're lucky you didn't need to be clutch this game. You're lucky that Patty Mahomes was able to carry it for you. Because, I would not count on you to hit a 50-yard game-winning field goal this game. Alrighty, we do have a couple of additions on the list, so let's get right into it. I do want to praise this Steelers defense. I'm putting the entire Steelers defense on the cash list. You know why? They give up 21 points in the first half to the Texans, and then what do? Coming out of halftime, they absolutely lock the Texans down. Here we go. This is the Texans' third and fourth quarter drives coming out of half. Texans, first drive, 3 and out. Second drive, 3 and out. 8-play, third drive, 8-play interception, picking off Deshaun Watson. Their last drive, 3 and out. They had 4 drives. 3 of them are 3 and outs, 1 an interception. I can respect the hell out of that. That is fantastic defense. Locking it down, going into the locker room, knowing you just gave up 21 points, figuring out what the Texans are doing, what you guys are getting beat on, and coming back together as a unit and absolutely shutting that Texans team down. No points, nothing. Barely was able to drive. I mean, look at this. 1 minute 37 seconds, 2 minutes 24 seconds, 2 minutes 16 seconds. This was a 3-minute 8-play drive, so they barely even touched the ball in the second half, thanks to the Steelers defense. Very, very well done. We'll put them on the cash list. I kind of have to promote them a little bit. They were, we've been big on them going into the season. They're 3-0. We are once again vindicated on our picks. I mean, just time will tell. I mean, we say a lot of things here, some that may sound crazy to some people. We don't believe the hype that the media spreads all the time. We never really believed the hype that the Ravens were better than the Chiefs. I'm pretty sure when I was watching the pregame for the game last night, I'm pretty sure everybody on that ESPN set took the Ravens to win. We didn't hear. We can check the website. We had Chiefs plus 3.5. I don't know what you all want from me, but I'm pretty much right. I'm pretty much right 100% of the time. So we will put Steelers defense on the cash list. Well done. Alrighty, toughest opponent for the Steelers here. A desperate 0-2 Texans team that put up 21 points in the first half. They shut it down. Absolutely love it. Alrighty, we already put Allen Lazard on the list. Well done. And now, I mean, I don't know how he escaped being on this list for so long. I could have sworn I had him on here. It may have been just a blunder by me. Maybe I accidentally took him off somehow or just forgot to put him on. But we've got to put my man, Aaron Rodgers, second in probably MVP voting so far through 3 weeks. Look at this, 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, and just getting everybody involved. Different week, different player with 100 yards receiving. First week, Devontae Adams. Then I think he gets injured because he hasn't played the last 2 weeks. Then he goes to Aaron Jones, running and receiving. And now he goes to Allen Lazard. Has anybody even heard of this man before this week? Because I have not. 6 catches, 146 yards. Just Aaron Rodgers able to manage all of his talent, something Baker Mayfield can't do. Baker Mayfield can't get Jarvis Landry 100 for 1 game, and then Odell Beckham for 100 a game, and then Nick Chubb for 100 a game, and then Kareem Hunt for 100 a game. He can barely try to get them 20 yards each a game, so we got to respect Aaron Rodgers and what he's doing here. 13-3 last year, got to the NFC Championship game, and really not missing a beat so far this season. 3-0, looking real good. Just beat the Saints, their first kind of real maybe matchup this season, and really went off without a hitch. They looked good from start to finish. They put up 37 to 30 was the final on this one, I believe. 37-30, yeah. So Aaron Rodgers, welcome to the cash list. I don't know how you haven't been on here. I will take responsibility for that. So that is my fault. Yeah, that's gonna do it for the cash list. Not a lot of great performances. Close on putting Josh Allen. Close on putting Delvin Cook, but he did have that fumble late. That's kind of why I kept him off. Don't want him on here. Once again, kind of close on putting, I should put Justin Jefferson on here. Just because they lost, taints it a little bit. Just because Kirk Cousins tainted it a little bit with the 2 interceptions. Both didn't really lead to anything. The interception led to a punt, and then an interception on a potential game-winning drive, but it was like 4th and 24, so you just have to throw it to the first line marker. 4th and 24, that's when he throws the interception. So both of those interceptions really didn't impact the game too much. The game was already over on 4th and 24 anyway. Their first touchdown just led to a punt by the Titans, but just still throwing interceptions. Your offense slowly not starting to trust you, but he did throw 16 completions for 251 yards. Gosh darn, that's impressive. But yeah, let's put Justin Jefferson. Let's put Justin Jefferson on here. He deserves it. 175 yards receiving on 7 receptions. Absolutely magnificent. So let's put him on. I wasn't initially, but I've talked myself into it. Justin Jefferson, well done. You probably will never get back on here because, your quarterback's absolute garbage. All right, so this will do it for the cash list. Let's make sure I'm not losing anybody. Nobody really put on Washington, Cleveland. Nobody was really just overly great. Sonny Michel had a very good game. I definitely could put him on 12 yards of carry. Gosh darn. Do I put him on? Yeah, let's put him on 2. Let's get this cash list kind of beefed up a little bit. I don't like only having like 5 people on here. So we'll put Sonny Michel. I'm not lowering my standards. I'm just kind of second look. Initial look, I was like, yeah, it was good, but was he really the reason why they won? But they kind of were. I mean, Cam Newton, he had himself a decent game, but 100 yards rushing in any game is fantastic. So let's put Sonny Michel on the list. But if I put Sonny Michel on the list, I got to put Derrick Henry on the list. You know what I mean? All right. We're going to put Sonny Michel. We're going to put Derrick Henry because he had 2 tugs and over 100 yards rushing. And this will maybe close it out. I'll do one last final look through real quickly. And then we'll get to our power rankings. Anybody sticking out? No. Tom Brady, maybe 3 touchdowns, no picks. Well done. Maybe one more week I'll give him, and then I'll put Tom Brady on the list. He did throw for 297 yards. Very good. All right. We'll leave it at that. Let's do the trash list now. We do have a couple of people that we do need to kind of put. Do we add anybody? Yeah, we do add. All right, Carson Wentz, keeping you on the trash list. 2 interceptions. Once again, multiple interception games. That's kind of what you're known for. You didn't even get the win. You tied the Bengals at home. Why can you not beat these easy teams? Why are you not beating Washington? Why are you not beating rookie head coach, rookie quarterback Bengals? What is going on? Definitely staying on Carson Wentz. Got to keep you on. Falcons special teams. They're actually getting replaced, so we're taking the special teams off, and maybe we found the real culprit here. Dan Quinn. I said yesterday on the show he needs to be fired or resign, not just because he's not a good head coach. I'm not saying that. He's a decent head coach. He got to the Super Bowl. I get it. But he's got the funk. He's got this losing lead funk, and there's nothing you can do. Everybody will talk about this. This will be the main story of the entire franchise. You blowing leads. As long as you are there, you're hurting the organization trying to move forward. You're ruining Julio Jones. You're ruining Matt Ryan's career. They've got so many great offensive pieces. I really love this Atlanta offense, but somehow they don't know how to close games, and we do have to kind of mark that up to coaching. I wanted to give Dan Quinn maybe the benefit of the doubt for blowing that Super Bowl lead. Maybe put that on Cliff Kingsbury. Was it? No, it wasn't Cliff Kingsbury. I forget. Atlanta's offensive coordinator, who's now a coach for somebody else. I wanted to really put all the blame on him, but now it's happening when he's not even there now, and it's happening twice back-to-back games, and it happened on special teams, happens on defense, it happens on offense, it's happening everywhere on this team. So we have to put the blame on Dan Quinn, the head coach. When you're the head coach, when you're like the CEO of a company, if you're the manager of a company, you know what's going on in your organization. You know that you're the main voice, in that team, in that organization, in this locker room, on the sideline. You are the main voice. You have every opportunity to correct this. Go to your offensive and defensive coordinators, if it's not you, and be like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Why are we blowing leads? I don't want to see this shit again. You understand me? You understand me? And then they delegate that down to the players. I mean, that's what the head coach does. They delegate. He's not doing a very good job of doing that. Dan Quinn, you have to start taking responsibility a little bit for these blown leads. Get a win, and we can take you off. All right, Kirk Cousins, he's still staying on the trash list. Yes, he threw 3 touchdowns, but still 2 interceptions. Yes, I said they didn't matter much because Titans didn't get any points out of them, but you're still kind of making your offense not trust you. You're making your head coach not trust you, your offensive coordinator not trust you. So Kirk Cousins, and you lose. You're 0-3 now. Definitely going to stay on the trash list. All right, Adam Gase, obviously going to stay on. I mean, he hasn't shown me anything, but we now have to add a second culprit. It's not just all Adam Gase here, folks. It's the quarterback too. 2 pick sixes. That's not good. Not good at all. These are things Jameis Winston does. So Sam Darnold, you are now joining your head coach on the trash list for your multiple pick sixes. Dwayne Haskins, I was a little impressed by him. I am going to take him off the trash list. He was able to score drives, go long down the field, not on a turnover, which was our big complaint. Here it is. 8-play, 3-minute drive, 75 yards. Fantastic. In the first quarter, too. That's what was our big knock on Dwayne Haskins. He wasn't scoring until late in the game when the game was already over, and he can only score when gifted a short field. But he proved me wrong last week against the Browns. It was only against the Browns, but hey, small steps, Dwayne. I love it. 8 plays, 75 yards, touchdown. Then he starts throwing the interceptions, and things are getting whack a little bit. But then in the third quarter, here we go, coming off of a punt drive by the Browns, they go 6-play, 47 yards. Not bad. And then 12-play, 54-yard scoring touchdowns. Very well done. But then the interceptions and the fumbles, that's where we're getting a little bit. But you still put up 20 points. You still showed me some things offensively. Good stepping stone here. I will take Dwayne Haskins off the trash list. Now, I will put him back on. Don't think that he's safe for the rest of the season now. If he's still resorting to these interceptions, he will be put on. But I'll give him the benefit of the doubt here. We'll take him off for a week. Well done, Dwayne. Alrighty, we do have to add some players here. We added Sam Darnold. Who was this name? Okay. Why did I add this player? Where is he at? Dan Quinn. Oh, no. I added him already. Yeah. We're good. We're all up to date. I added everybody, kept everybody, removed everybody. So this is now the new trash list going forward into this week. Take a look. Take a great look. These players, these coaches, these quarterbacks all need to be shamed a little bit. Start getting better, y'all, so you can thrive to be one of these players. Be an Aaron Rodgers. Be a Patrick Mahomes. Be a Russell Wilson. Be good. Be good. All right. Cash trash list updated going into week 4. All right, now here we go. The power rankings. We've got a lot of moving around a little bit. 2 teams are falling off the list completely. 2 new teams will be emerging on their list. So here we go. Without further ado, we're starting at number 10. Tennessee Titans are no longer the number 10 team. Do they move up? Do they move down? You'll just have to find out. Here we go. The new number 10 team is, here we go, the Buffalo Bills. Well done. All right. Great first half. This is their first competition, this Rams game. Very well done that first half. I mean, look at touchdown drive, up 21-3. Game starts to get a little away from you, but you still came out in that third quarter and still threw a touchdown. But then that lame pick happens, and now your offense is all kind of out of whack. Then they fumble, so the game gets a little bit close. They should have lost this game in total. They should have lost this game. The pass interference on 4th down and goal kept them alive, and then you've got 4 more plays to throw the touchdown. They do it. Hard to defend. 8 plays on the goal line for the Rams. They couldn't. So putting the Bills on here because Josh Allen looked good still against his first real competition. First week against the Jets, second week against the Dolphins. Couldn't really quite place them that high because of the competition they faced. Plus, Josh Allen threw 400 yards against the Dolphins and only won by 3 points. It just didn't add up, really. So now here they are, Rams. They're at home. Toughest competition, big on the Rams, and great first half. Absolutely loved it. Josh Allen looked good. That interception really shouldn't have counted, but he did still fumble a little bit. So I am going to get this Bills team a little bit of the benefit of the doubt here. We'll put them at 10. We'll let next week judge whether they move up or just fall out of the top 10 again. Still not trusting Josh Allen 100%. I would say I have 90% faith in the man now. Probably, he's rising. The defense is still very, very good. Love this defense. Love this Bills defense, really. They've got good weapons. They love, Cole Beasley. They love Stephon Diggs. They love Devin Singletary. Good weapons. Josh Allen just needs to rein it in a little bit, and he has been doing so, getting better throughout the weeks. So we will give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt here and put them at number 10. They were one of the 2 new teams in the top 10. So well done, Buffalo, breaking through the mold and getting to number 10. Alrighty, number 9. The Steelers are no longer number 9. They are replaced with the second new team making their debut. No, they're not making their debut. They were on here their initial time, but then we took them off after week 1. The Buccaneers, the Tampa Bay Bucks, are back in the top 10. Well done. Well done. Tom Brady looking good. 3 touchdowns, no picks. Can definitely get behind them. As I said, I know who they faced. One second. Where are they? Here we go, the Broncos. We knew Jeff Driscoll wasn't going to be as good as he was last week. We already talked about that and told y'all why, and it came true. But I did like what Tom Brady did. 3 touchdowns. He used Mike Evans on the goal line. Perfect. He's 6'4". Yes, use him on the goal line. And now they use Scott Miller. He was their leading receiver, 85 yards in this game. So he's using his weapons. Everybody getting involved. O.J. Howard with a catch. LaShawn McCoy with a catch. Gronk with catches. And Mike Evans with 2 catches. Leonard Fournette with 2 catches. Ronald Jones with 2 catches. So, yes, he's spreading the ball out. He's utilizing all of his weapons. That's what we really wanted here. They used Ronald Jones 13 times for 52 yards. They also used Leonard Fournette 7, so 20 overall carries, letting Tom Brady only throw the ball 38 times, which is good. That's a good, healthy mix for Tom. Yeah, so definitely liking what the Bucks did and their defense. I mean, let's look at what they did to Jeff Driscoll. They sacked it. They sacked him. What did we got? Shaquille Barrett with 2 sacks. Jordan Whitehead with a sack. Winfield Jr. with a sack. So we've got a lot of sacks here. Jason Pierre-Paul and Vita Vea with 1. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sacks in the game. Definitely can get behind that. Welcome back into the top 10, Tampa Bay. Alrighty, number 8 now, moving on up. The Saints, they are officially out of the top 10, and I'll tell you why. They are using Alvin Kamara way too much. They're not getting all their other pieces in use, Emmanuel Sanders, Jared Cook, and they have proven that without Michael Thomas, Drew Brees is looking a little lost in the offense, which really shouldn't be happening because Emmanuel Sanders is a great replacement for that. So they're not going to him a lot. They're using Alvin Kamara a lot, number 7, those Cardinals, I'm going to be bringing up these same points when I talk about them next, but let's talk about the number 8. We are going to move the Titans up to number 8 now. And this was tough. This was kind of tough to keep them on here, but they're finding ways to win games, winning close games. I'm not going to penalize you for that. They are winning good games. Their defense, once again, winning them the game here. Game-winning drive with 1:44 starting on their own 25-yard line. Defense just goes and presses them. We get 15-yard penalty for roughing the passer, but then they just kind of, after that play, the defense goes in strong. The incomplete pass, rush for no gain, pass incomplete, and then now it's 4th and 24, and they just able to kind of guard that first down line. So well done to the Tennessee defense. This is still Derrick Henry kind of led team. He rushed for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's rushing the ball 26 times. Ryan Tannehill is being very, very great, being that kind of above average game manager here. 23 of 37 for 321 yards. He did throw the pick, which we kind of know that about Ryan Tannehill. He will throw a pick, not in the best situations, but just doing his job, getting the ball down the field, letting Derrick Henry open up his game for him, and they're 3-0. I will respect it. Tennessee Titans back, moving on up a little bit here at number 8. Alrighty, Arizona Cardinals are no longer on the list. That loss against the Lions was bad, was ugly, and once again, just like the Saints, who obviously need Michael Thomas in the lineup, the Cardinals, all they are focusing on is DeAndre Hopkins, another 130-yard receiving game for this man, but they're focusing too much on him. So Kyler Murray is looking to get him the ball, so he goes and throws 3 interceptions because of it. This was back-to-back home games for the Cardinals. This should have been a easy 3-0 start for them, but they give up a game against the Lions. I cannot forgive that. That's bad. Back-to-back home games, this should have been easy for them, but Kyler Murray just tries to do too much, forcing the ball to DeAndre Hopkins. You have other pieces. Get Larry Fitzgerald involved, please. Please, he's still good. He only had 1 catch last week. Got to do better than that. So the Cardinals, I'm penalizing them big. They're off the list. They're no longer top 10. I have to see them start utilizing their pieces a little bit better. Start running the ball a little bit more with Kenyon Drake. He can do it. So we move them off the list completely. Our new number 7 team is going to be the Rams. We saw them at 5, but we are going to move them back a little bit. Their slow start, a little bit. Their slow start kind of freaked me out a little bit. I like that they overcame in the second half, made the game close, should have won the game. The Rams should have won the game. Go look at it. We'll break it down a little bit more in depth tomorrow, but that late pass interference penalty was not pass interference. Really screwed up the Rams. Rams should have won the game. Overall, Cooper Kupp, I mean, this fantastic is still very good. This offense is still very good. Like what I'm seeing from Jared Goff, like what I'm seeing from Sean McVay scheming up plays. And Darrell Henderson really kept them in the game the entire time. 114 yards rushing, absolutely magnificent. Then we got Cooper Kupp, 100-yard receiving, Robert Woods. I mean, their 2 receivers are paid and they're happy and they're going out and they're putting up great numbers every single week. So they've got a great offense. Their defense, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald forcing the strip sack on Josh Allen in the fourth quarter. Very well done. So definitely still like the Rams a little bit. I'm going to have them over the Bills because they should have won that game still. Yes, the Bills are 3-0, but overall as a team, I feel more confident in Jared Goff over Josh Allen still. And it definitely could change. Don't get me wrong, but I need to see Josh Allen versus good competition a little bit more. I mean, that was the one knock on them last year. They didn't beat anybody good last year, and they made it to the playoffs. They haven't played anybody good this year except the Rams, and they really shouldn't have won it. And they almost blew a gigantic lead. Would have been talking about, the Bills and the Falcons in the same sentence if it was not for pass interference. Alrighty, so Rams at number 7, moving down a little bit from 5 to 7. All right, our number 6 team. Oh boy, okay. Here we go. Number 6, New England is no longer number 6. That is because they moved up. Who's moving down? The Baltimore Ravens. All right, Baltimore is our new number 6. They 97 yards. That's really the only stat I can't get out of my mind. Lamar Jackson throwing for 97 yards. There's no words for that. What other quarterback this season has only thrown for 97 yards? I don't think it's any. Jeff Driscoll comes in starting quarterback. Justin Herbert, first game, rookie game, throws 300. So throwing only 70 or 97 yards is truly unexcusable. We knew the Ravens weren't as good as the Chiefs, but this one was a real bad loss. I know they can learn from that, and I know they're going to get better and better and better, and I know that the Chiefs are a very tough competition, but really what you showed me on the field is that in tough times, you're not eligible to really compete at the highest of highest standards. So I am going to penalize the Ravens a little bit here this week, and we are going to move them down to number 6. Got it. They have to start running the ball more. Their running back by committee is the best in the league. J.K. Dobbins, Mark Ingram, who's their third? I'm forgetting. Gus Edwards, their running back core is very, very good. I wish they would run the ball kind of a lot more. I'm expecting about like 25 carries split between them at least 25 carries. They only did 12 last night, and you saw what happens when they don't run the ball a lot with a running back. They get absolutely obliterated. Special teams, defense, or kind of just a lucky fumble, gave them 10 extra points, scored them 10 extra points. Lamar Jackson only putting up really only 10 himself, not getting it done, not capitalizing off those long drives, only settling for field goals, not going to get it done. Got to penalize the Ravens just a little bit this week. Already our new number 5 team. We saw the Rams drop down from 5 to 7, but we are going to have the New England Patriots move up a little bit here. They played exactly how I thought they would this week. Their defense shut down Derek Carr, and the Raiders held them only to 20 points, which they've been scoring at least 30 points in the first 2 games. And we knew that this New England offense would absolutely run amok all over that poor Raiders defense, and that's what they did. They put up 36 points. At the end of the day, we're still talking about Bill Belichick and Cam Newton. Bill Belichick, one of the best coaches in the league. That's why they have a dynasty in New England for the past 20 years. Yes, Tom Brady helped a little bit, but still we have to give credit to Bill Belichick. He's still succeeding in New England when Tom Brady is not there. Cam Newton, he was an MVP quarterback. He got to the Super Bowl. He didn't look good in the Super Bowl, and he didn't look so great after the Super Bowl, but that 2018 season looked very, very good. 2019 before the injury looked good, and now here he is in New England with a master coach Bill Belichick and a master offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels, and they're still looking very good. They're looking good at home. My one knock on this Patriots team is they might run with Cam Newton a little too much. They only ran him with 9 last week, but we saw a lot of runs with him in that read option week 1. Maybe starting to clean it up a little bit, starting to get away. All right, Cam, you can use that arm a little bit more going through. So really just like this Patriots team offensively, love Cam Newton, still Bill Belichick, got to keep them in the top 5. Winning games they're supposed to win. That's what I like to see. Winning games, how they should be winning games. Good defense, good offense. That's exactly what they did. 36-20 was their final last week. So we moved New England up 1 spot to number 5. Alrighty, the top 4 now. Here we go. How much of a shakeup are we getting in the top 4? All right, we have a new number 4. That's how much of a shakeup. Green Bay is no longer number 4. We know they're going to move up. But a team that we've taken off here, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they are our number 4 team. Absolutely love their defense. I'm going to say the best defense in the league. Feel free to agree, to disagree with me. I really don't care. What I'm seeing is Pittsburgh defense stepping up big. Big when it matters. I told you all about that second half. They hold the Texans 0 points in the second half. Absolutely incredible. Big Ben is still putting up 28 points last week. Fantastic. We can get behind that. He's looking good. He's not turning the ball over. Looking good coming off of that surgery. So well done to the Pittsburgh Steelers moving up here. What were they, number 8 last week? I'm big on this Pittsburgh Steelers team, man. They've got pieces. James Conner, Juju Smith-Schuster, they're still good. Eric Ebron now, that's so great for Big Ben, having a clutch tight end. He's always had one, and now he's got Eric Ebron. And this defense, I love Minkah Fitzpatrick. I love Bud Dupree. I love Joe Hayden. This entire Steelers defense just gets it. You got Mike Tomlin as a head coach still. They're 3-0, looking very good. Hopefully they don't catch COVID next week if they have their Titans game still on. Hopefully none of these players for Pittsburgh come down with it, because they're looking to be one of the best teams in the league, in my opinion. Alrighty, number 3. We are moving up the Packers. Got to put them up. Green Bay. Very well done. Aaron Rodgers, the toughest game so far this season. He absolute crushes it. Puts up 37 on the road against a pretty good name. I mean, they've got pieces all over the place. Saints do. So the fact that Aaron Rodgers was able to come in on the road and score 37 and give Lazard 145 yards, not even really utilizing Aaron Jones. Devontae Adams wasn't even playing, and it didn't even hurt Green Bay. Utilizing all of his weapons. Aaron Rodgers is playing fantastic right now. Green Bay going up to number 3. Love it. Alrighty, number 2, I told everybody yesterday during our show that whoever won the Chiefs and Ravens game would get the number 2 seed. Chiefs win it handily, looking very, very good. They're staying at number 2. Love Patrick Mahomes, love Andy Reid, love Tyrann Mathieu, love Tyreek Hill. I love the speed. I love Clyde Edwards-Helaire, adding that big thumper element to this Chiefs team that was kind of missing a little bit. Chiefs looking cool, calm, collected that entire game. No moment is too big big for Patrick Mahomes. That's why I love him. Down in the fourth quarter in the Super Bowl, no worries. Oh, I have to go play the first game of the season, Thursday Night Football? Yeah, no worries. Oh, week 3, you want me to go into Baltimore, my biggest competition, my biggest rival, who I will be compared to, Lamar Jackson, for the rest of my career? Oh, yeah, no problem. I'll go throw 4 touchdowns and I'll run for an extra one. So, I mean, this man is cool as a cucumber, cool as the other side of the pillow. No moment is too big for this man, Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid has his quarterback of choice that he's been dreaming of his entire career, and he's now finally being vindicated. All he was thinking was, yeah, I mean, Bill Belichick, he gets all the credit, but man, if I just had my quarterback, the quarterback that I designed, that I dream about every night, that can throw, that can run, but is a better thrower than passer, but knows when to run and just picks up the first and just picks up that touchdown, doesn't try to do too much, doesn't take the unnecessary hits, can literally throw blindfolded, throw the ball when he's looking one way, goes back the other way, he can escape the pocket, he doesn't take the sacks. If only I just had that quarterback, I would be kind of mentioned in that top tier of coaches of, Bill Belichick and Vince Lombardi and Don Shula and all of them. If only. Oh my goodness. I do have them now. I'm winning titles. I'm winning big games. I'm going to be compared to the best coaches in the league. So this is what Andy Reid is doing here. Number 2 for the Chiefs. Love him here at this spot. We'll leave them here at number 2. Number 1, Seattle Seahawks. Got to keep them up here. Their defense isn't as good as I thought it was. They are giving up large amounts of points, which is a little bit concerning to me, but it's not concerning when Russell Wilson is just going to be like, oh, you guys are giving up 30? I'll put up 37. Oh, you guys are giving up 3 touchdowns? I'll throw 5. I'll throw 5. Back-to-back games with 5 touchdown passes, looking unfazed throughout the entire game. Last week, he threw a pick 6 on the first drive. What did he do? He went to go throw 5 touchdowns for the rest of the game and win the game. Absolutely magnificent. I love Russell Wilson. He had to face a hot Atlanta offense before they were still blowing leads in week 1. Then they had to go and face New England. Week 2, Bill Belichick got down to the 1-yard line, but defense bends but doesn't break. And then they had to go and face who they had last week? Who'd they have? Oh, they had they had Dallas last week. Who'd they have week 2? Who'd they have week 2? What am I bugging about? They had Dallas last week. They had New England. And then, Atlanta, New England, and then Dallas. Yeah. I'm not bugging. And then they had Dallas, who, I mean, they put up 31, which is a little alarming, but they do have a lot of weapons. This Cowboys team has a lot of weapons offensively. Dak is he's playing for his contract, just using stats here. He doesn't care about the picks. He's like, oh, you guys are just paying anybody at quarterback? Then I'll go throw 400 yards a game if I have to. I'm letting my stats be known. So they're Seahawks able to kind of rein in a little bit of Dak Prescott just going out there and slinging the ball. Love what they're doing. Bend but don't break defense. Russell Wilson, best quarterback in the league. DK Metcalf might be the best receiver in the league. So we are going to keep Seattle at number 1 here until they lose. Chiefs, Seattle, very, very close between 1 and 2, but I got to keep it with my initial pick as the Seahawks had them at number 1 going into the season, had the Chiefs at number 2 coming into the season, and I'm still going to have that until the team starts to slip up a little bit. And I'm not ready to bail on the Seahawks just quite yet. Alrighty, I did just remind myself there's one player I have to add to this trash list, and it is DK Metcalf for that early celebration on the touchdown. We showed it yesterday, but I have to put him on here. Yes, he still had a great receiving day. Yes, he still had a touchdown. Yes, his team still won the game. But DK Metcalf, I mean, You get Russell Wilson throwing a 60-yard bomb to you and you don't score the touchdown because you wanted to celebrate a little bit too early. DK Metcalf, you're on the trash list for 1 week. You'll be off. No worries. This is just a kind of, let's hold on to the ball. Trash list, not really actually you being trash. Just, hey, we saw it. Don't let it happen again. Don't ruin Russell Wilson's 60-yard bomb passes again. All right? All right. That will do it for today. Updated power rankings, updated cash and trash list. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we start breaking down the games more in depth, getting us ready for next week. I want to look at what is going on with Atlanta. We'll go over some of their drives. We'll watch how well Nick Foles is actually playing. Is he actually better than Mitch Trubisky? So we will get into this game a little bit deeper. Maybe focus on the Bills a little bit. We'll probably focus on these turnovers. I want to go back to this pass interference on the last drive by the Bills. Want to get into that a little bit more. Not going to talk about this game. I mean, Baker Mayfield doesn't throw the ball a lot. They win. That's the formula for Cleveland. Probably won't focus on Tennessee and Minnesota too much. I don't think Minnesota's even worth my time on the show. Probably focus on New England a little bit. Let's see Cam Newton in action. Still see if it's still good. The read option. I mean, we're gonna learn nothing from 49ers backups against the Giants. We're not gonna learn anything for that. So probably stay away from this game. Let's see what's going on with Carson Wentz. What is going on with all these interceptions? And then we'll get a little bit of a check in on Joe Burrow. How is he looking? Want to focus on Steelers defense, so we'll look at this game a little bit more in depth tomorrow. Not going to learn anything from this game. Jets are just pure trash. We might look at one drive by Phillip Rivers. Let's see how he's looking in this offense. Chargers, we'll check in with Justin Herbert. We weren't big on him week 2. We saw, or his first start, we saw a lot of long drives sustained by the run, not really trusting Justin Herbert quite yet. So we'll check back in on him in this game. Want to see what's going on with Kyler Murray. Why did they not win this game? We'll check in with Tom Brady, still see if he's got the arm. We'll look at the DK Metcalf and Russell Wilson greatness. We'll look at, we have to do our random drive here by Aaron Rodgers. As long as he's keep on winning, he's putting up, 35 plus points. We just have to take a random drive from Aaron Rodgers and see, just keep it tabs on Aaron Rodgers. We know it's going to be great. So we'll choose just one random drive tomorrow. We'll watch it fully and appreciate what Aaron brings to the table. And then we just we broke this game down a lot. We break Monday's games down a lot in depth because we don't have too much to talk about on Tuesdays. We have our cash and trash list and our power rankings, but we do break down the Monday games a lot. So we'll just focus on those couple of games. In our film review, we go into the coach's film. We go into all that tape that we need to get these solid answers. So we will be doing that tomorrow on the show. So thanks for tuning in. This is going to be it for today. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at TakesByFans. Be a part of the conversation and check out TakesByFans.com. We've got everything. We're going to we update that website every day. The cash lists, our picks, our money makers, our top 10, our power rankings, all that. You can also watch the show from there. We also upload clips on there. We're starting to upload clips on the website. Here we go, of our show. So if you don't have the full, hour and a half that we usually run to, go to the clip section of our website. And we are, this is like this is a 3-minute clip. This is like 7. This is 7. So we're breaking down the clips. We'll break down the clips today. We'll do our cash segment, our cash trash list. We'll put that up on the website. We'll do our top 10. We'll put that up on the website. And any other, fun little things that I did during the show, we'll put them on the website. So make sure you're checking that daily. We do update it daily. All right, real quick, our moneymaker. There's no basketball. There's no football on. What is there on today? There is the MLB playoffs. So let's just do that real quickly. We'll do a moneymaker for the what is this? Why did they move this website on me? They updated this shit because I can't find what I'm looking for right off the rep. Here we go. Tennis game lines. Give me it for baseball. Here we go. All right. Here we go. What do we got today? We'll do 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Here we go. We'll take the Athletics plus 1.5 at home. Absolutely. And we'll take the Yankees. The Yankees are going to beat the Cleveland Indians. So here we go. Our moneymaker for today. MLB, baby. We hit our one the last time we did it. We hit all 3. We had a 2-teamer going. We hit both of them on our first MLB moneymaker. So this is going to be our moneymaker for today. We got Athletics plus 1.5 and Yankees minus 1.5. It's going to hit. Bet that and bet it big, y'all. All right, now we are finally done. We'll be back tomorrow, noon Eastern, twitch.tv/takesbyfans. Come watch, or come watch at takesbyfans.com. We'll be there. All righty, y'all. Thanks for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.